Holy smoker. Okay. Can you hear me? Someone give me a thumbs up. Good? Volume's good. I'm trying this on my iPad instead of my computer, so make sure that's the one doing the recording. All right, you're good to go, Shar? Oh yeah, I see recording going. All right, excellent. Welcome. Welcome to our January Nation call. We're decided to do a goal setting call today for a bunch of different reasons, but it's been a while since we've done a big Nation call together. It's something that I definitely want to get back into here coming into the new year. But there's definitely things that we need to talk about tonight. Some new stuff going on, but also just kind of getting your head focused for 2016. So welcome to January of 2016. We're all ready to get started on a brand new year. And if you had an opportunity to hop on the Debbie Neal call before, it was really good. Watch for the recording if you didn't. But one of the things she talked about in that call that it really kind of stuck with me, I was washing dishes while I was doing it, but that when we are setting goals and looking at the opportunities that are available to us, not only in our business, but in our life, what our eyes often see are limits. They see the obstacles, they see the problems, they see, you know, the way other people are doing it or the timeline other people were on in order to accomplish it. And she talks about how we don't, if you're a visionary, if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, your vision is actually, you don't see with your eyes, your vision is actually your imagination. Your eyes see limits, and your vision is, your imagination is actually limitless. And that's one of the things I want to try and kind of help you guys with tonight. We had a great meeting, our local meeting here on Saturday at Maureen's, and it, you know, this is what we spent time doing. And I'll be honest, it really helped me too, just really get focused on this year and where we're going and what we're doing in 2016. So I want to start by having you think about a couple of things. So like I said, you need a piece of paper. So I want you to write down your biggest win of 2015. It doesn't have to be business, just your biggest win, the thing you are most proud of, you feel like you accomplished, whatever it is, biggest win of 2016, 15, sorry. And then the next one you're going to write down is your biggest regret of 2015. Your biggest regret.
Erin?
Yeah.
Hi. I just wanted to just quickly make a shout out there for anyone that's not muted. There's quite a bit of interference on the line, so I'm not sure if there's a few people that are unmuted, but I can hear somebody driving and things being moved. So if you guys could make sure you just hit the mute button, that would be really helpful. Thanks.
Thanks, sure. There, that's all right there. The mute is in the bottom of your screen, or the top, depending on your screen. You'll see a mute on the little microphone that you can hit, depending on what you're looking at. Okay, so you've got your biggest win of 2015 and your biggest regret of 2015. I want you to think about now 2016. What are those big goals you have? We call them BHAGs in this business, big, hairy, audacious goals. What are those BHAGs that you have, those big goals that you have for your life, your health, your business? What would you like to see happen in 2016?
I'm hungry. I'm trying to food if I don't.
And you might not have time to think of them, so just write some notes beside it. Life, health, business. Because this is the thing, when we don't have a plan, when we don't have a map, we don't have a goal, we end up somewhere else. We end up wherever life takes us. And where in some situations that's not such a bad thing, when it comes to your health, when it comes to how you make an income and the choices you get to make around time, especially with family and friends, not having a goal is not necessarily a very good plan, because you'll end up somewhere that you don't want to be. You'll end up somewhere where you feel regret, where you feel like you could have done things differently. And if you don't actually attach a goal to it, something very specific in front of you, it's really easy to slide into this year, and all of a sudden it's 2017. Okay, so you're not going to have enough time to fill this in right now, but after you kind of have those 3 things written down, your life, your health, your business, what are you going to do to achieve those things? So we're going to talk about the business end of a lot of it tonight. Hopefully you're involved in our 30-day healthy living challenge that starts tomorrow, and that will help you with the health end of things, at least on the nutrition end. Maybe your life goals have to do with relationships and other things you're involved in, but what are you going to do to achieve those goals? Raise again. If you aren't muted, can you check, please? Or can you just check on the list too? Because then people come in the room and our husband's going to talk to us, and they don't realize that we're actually being recorded.
We can hear that.
All the time. Okay, so that's kind of the big thinking I want you to think of. And here coming out of that. So as you've had some time to think about that later tonight or tomorrow, I want you to think of the title, how you would title the chapter 2016. Your life. What's the title going to be? When you look at those goals that you have, what's the title going to be? I loved this on Saturday. It actually really got me thinking about where things are going right across the board, not just in business, but right across the board. What is the title going to be for this year in your life? Okay. And it might pop into your head right away. Mine kind of did actually when I saw the goals, and other people it took a little longer to kind of weed through them and think, oh yeah, this is what I'm striving for this year. Okay. I'm going to read a couple of little things here. As you know, I'm a big fan of You Are a Badass. It's an excellent, excellent personal growth book. Yes, there's some very interesting language in it, so you have to be prepared for that and not like fall off your chair when you're reading it. But she is hilarious, and she has a great way of really helping you think about what you want. So be your best, do your best, demand the best, expect the best, receive the best, and put your best out into the world so everyone can receive your best too. Think of it this way. Would you rather hang out in a world where everyone feels happy and well taken care of and aspires to be the best they can be? Or would you rather be in a world where people live in fear and shame and scrimp and hold themselves back? What would each scenario do to your energy? One of the best things you can do to improve the world is to improve yourself. It's a grassroots effort. So if you need money to improve your life, get over it already and go get yourself some. Because this isn't just about you. In order to go get money, get very clear on what kind of life will make you truly happy, and be honest. What kind of experiences and possessions will support you in the work you want to do and in the kind of life you'd love to live. If you're truly happy living a simple life in a yurt surrounded by people you love, trading little trinkets you've carved out of cow bones for food, and making just enough to get by, then that's one thing. But pretending you don't want more than you already have because you can't afford it or you feel guilty and pretentious for wanting it, that's another. That is called being a weenie. Determine what your personal, truest version of success looks like. No comparing yourself to others. Figure out how much it will cost and then set out with a steadfast determination to manifest the money you need to create it. Start by thinking about the life you'd love to live and why. Figure out exactly how much you need to make it happen. If you don't know how much it would cost to build that house, do the research. If you want to travel, figure out where and by when, and do the math on exactly how much it will all cost. If you want a lifestyle where you eat out more and wear nicer clothes, crunch the numbers. What number does it take to make that happen? If you want a life where you get to contribute more and donate more and interact more with the world, what do you need to do? How much money do you need to make per year, per month, per hour to do all of the things that you would love to do? The universe responds to details. The universe responds to energy. The universe responds to badasses. There's a big difference between walking around saying you want to make $1 million a year and having a crystal clear intention, fierce desire, and hell-bent action towards specific goals. And she gives a really good example of how you can do it. Many of you have been working on vision boards and dream boards and really making a plan of what you're focusing on. And I want to point out a couple of things. One, when you're doing a vision or a dream board, you can do it in a couple of different ways. You can do just 2016. Like you can look at what do you want to happen in your life in 2016? What experiences do you want to have? What opportunities do you want to create for your children? What changes do you want to make at work? Maybe you want to move to a different area. Maybe you want to travel to different places. Maybe you want to be involved in different organizations. And when you actually sit down and make decisions about it and create something that's visual or written, it doesn't really matter. It's the process of creating it. It's the process of making the decisions around it that actually help to make it become true. Okay, does that make sense? It's not the fact that you stuck a piece of paper on stuck a magazine cutout on a Bristol board that's gonna magically make it happen. It's the fact that you made a decision. You made a decision. That process of selecting and thinking and focusing has created a roadmap for you to go forward. If you're not a big visual person, if you have the idea of cutting out things and gluing them, you'd like to have left behind back in grade 3, that's totally cool. If you're more of a written person, then there's also, this is an example she gives of how you can do a similar type of thing in a written form. As I said, money on its own means nothing. It's what we attach to it that gives it meaning and inspires us to have it in our lives. It's what this money makes us feel like that puts it in the proper tizzy to manifest it. Write a mantra that you can run over and over in your mind to help you manifest what you desire. I see myself making, so here's an example. I see myself making $150,000 by December 31st by being an accountant and serving 30 new clients in the best way possible. I am so grateful for this money by December 31st that allows me to take my family on a vacation to Bali and renovate our kitchen and donate money to build schools in Kenya. I see myself in the jungle with my kids and my wife, and we're staying at my favorite hotel in Ubud. I feel so happy for being able to give my children this incredible life-changing experience and for bringing my wife such joy. I also can see the kitchen and how happy it makes my wife to finally have it. I see the faces of the kids in Kenya as I write on the chalkboard in the school I've helped pay for. I feel such joy from being able to make a difference in their lives. I am so grateful for this $150,000 that I will make by December 31st. I see the awesome clients I get to work with who are more than happy to pay me for what I'm worth. This money is mine. It's on my way to me now. I see it in my bank account, and I am so grateful for it. Write one that makes you feel invincible. Read it over and over every day. See it and feel it and become a crazy person about it. I know this sounds like a pain in the ass, but do it anyway. because trust me, it works. Lame, vague goals are the best way to live a lame, vague life. Lame, vague goals are the best way to live a lame, vague life. If you want to knock it out of the park, you need to know exactly what you're shooting for and be so excited about it that you're almost annoying to yourself. So as you've heard me say many times about this business, that if money motivated people, then everybody would be a national vice president in Arbonne, because it's really clear what the monthly average income is. But we know that money doesn't motivate people. And money actually, the only value in it, like Jen says in this book, the only value in it is what you attach to it. What will it create for you? You've heard me talk about that dream road concept, right? Of picturing yourself as a district manager first. And then what that district manager income, that $500 to $1,000 a month, will do for you and your family, right? Have that conversation with your spouse and say, honey, if I were making an extra $1,000 a month right now, what would we do with it? And make a plan for it so that it doesn't dwindle away. And then move yourself along the road. If I were making an area manager income of a few $1,000s a month, what would you do with it? What would you do with it? What would it change? Because until you attach something to it, you're not going to follow through on the things that you need to do in order to make that change. If getting that area manager income allows you to finally quit a job you hate, get real clear on that. If getting to that area manager level allows you to not go back to work, if you're off right now, we often see a lot of people on maternity leave. That's how I started too, right? Get real clear on your timeline. When does this need to happen by in order for you to make that decision? What if you were making $5,000 to $10,000 a month as a regional vice president? What would you do? What would it allow you to do? What would it allow your children to do? What would it allow you to do for your parents? What would you create with it? Get real clear on that. It's not the money, right? It's not the money. This is an opportunity. We have a vehicle in Arbonne, an amazing business that allows an average person to start a business for low startup, low risk, with a huge exponential return, with the potential for huge exponential return. And the only difference between someone who is starting, or say is a district manager, and someone who is a national vice president is they fully committed to that process. They were attached to what that would do, okay? They were attached to what that would do. Okay, so are you ready to jump in? No excuses, no back door. Are you ready to be your best? Do your best, demand your best, expect the best, receive the best, and put your best out into this world so that everyone can receive your best too. So that's our plan. No excuses, close the back door, decide that this is your year. So how many of you would like to make a major change this year? Obviously, by being on this call, you are, making this a priority, that was a big part of it for you. You're here, you're ready to do something. Okay, so what I want you to do right now, this is the trap that we sometimes get into in a business that we own, is that time goes by in an instant. And so we need to look at a couple of things today on January 3rd that are really key. So we need to look at our January goal, and we're going to use two. We're going to use a commit goal. So what are you absolutely, without a doubt, 100% committed to doing in your business this month? And it's going to be different for all of you. One of the suggestions I would make in trying to figure this out is look back at the last 3 months, okay? Look back at the last 3 months and take your best month out of those 3 and then increase it by 20%. And make that your commit goal. Okay? So take your best month and increase it by 20% and make that your commit goal. Okay? And you might not know what that number is off the top of your head right now, but just jot some notes down so you can go back and look. You're gonna take your best month, increase it by 20%. And then your stretch goal should be whatever the next milestone is. If you're a district manager who just promoted, then maybe your stretch goal is getting to that district manager bonus this month, not wasting any time, adding that extra to your paycheck. So your stretch goal is your bonus. Maybe you're a bonusing district, or maybe your success line is doing 6,000 or 7,000, and they did that in the fall. Then your goal should be, right? It should be hitting that first step area, okay? So that plus 20% should be your commit goal. For sure, no backdoor, no excuses. If you are a business owner and you want to grow this business, it needs to grow month over month. It needs to. Or else it'll just coast along, okay? So that's your commit, your 20%. Your stretch is your next milestone. And for some of you, they might overlap. So you might need to pick something else that's stretch, right? It's a little further, right? Commit for you might be qualifying for the next level, which is great. That's what I mean. It's going to be all different for everyone. But just to give you some idea, because sometimes people are like, I don't know what I'm supposed to make as my goal. I don't even know what you're talking about, right? So I wanted to give you some concrete, ways of figuring it out, okay? Commit and stretch. And then there's a third one. When we work as a business, and any business owner does this, there are 4 quarters in a year. They're 3 months long, right? To break the year up into 4, they're 3 months long. And every business plans according to quarters. So first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, as far as what they'd like to accomplish, how many more customers they'd like to have, how much they'd like to grow. So the third goal you're going to write down is your first quarter goal. So in the next 3 months, which is basically by GTC, for those of you that are attending. So by GTC, your first quarter goal is what? Because if you are saying, for example, you're a district manager, as many of you are on this call, you're a district manager and you want to be an area manager. And you want to be an area manager by GTC, right? That's what you're saying your first quarter goal is. Then what does that mean for you today? What do you need to do in January? You need to go into qualification for area manager in January if you want to be an area manager by GTC, okay? And sometimes we don't roll it back. We look at it on the horizon. Yeah, I want to be an area manager. I want to go to the white party. I want to go to the Cabana Challenge, all that great stuff that goes with GTC. But because you didn't decide on January 3rd that also means you need to go into qualification for area to give you that 3-month window to get it done, you miss the boat. You miss the window. You don't hit your goal. GTC comes and goes, and your business is in the same place, okay? So 3 goals, your commit, your stretch, and your first quarter. What do you want to have happened by GTC? And maybe, depending on where you are in your business, it might be qualified for area by GTC. Go to GTC as an area manager in qualification with the plan of finishing in April when you get home, right? That's fine. It really depends. And if you need some help with this, if you're looking at it going I've never been a good goal setter, I don't really know what to do, then please check in with your upline, either your area manager or your RVP. They'd be glad to help you look at what your business has been doing and what it could be doing and what it should be doing and what it could be doing by the end of this first quarter. Okay, make sense? Any questions? You can always unmute to ask if you do. Anybody? Okay. Like I mentioned, area manager, if you're a district manager, area manager should be in front of you as a goal ASAP. That should be your goal. And do you know why? Because one of the things that happens in this business when we don't grow is we don't make room for anyone else in our business to grow. So if you've brought consultants into the business and you're a district manager, in order for any of your consultants to become districts, you need to have the goal of becoming an executive district manager. You have to have that goal of moving forward. If you have multiple consultants who all want to be districts, then you need to raise your bar to being an area, or else you're not making any room for them, any space for them to be district managers. If you're an area manager and you've been an area manager for a while and you have people in your organization who want to be area managers, you need to make space. You need to become an executive area manager. You need to become an RVP so that you can have multiple area managers within your business. And one of the things we see when we see leaders decide to move in their business, their team decides to move with them. They're very much linked. If a leader's kind of stagnant, the team will be stagnant. If a leader steps up her game, the team will step up their game. Because they're like, okay, she's gonna be an area, I'm gonna be district. She's gonna be a region, I'm gonna be an area. She's gonna be a nation, I'm gonna be a region on that journey. Okay, so it's really important to be really clear about where you're going. Okay. The other part of going into area qual this month, and I just posted it on the Facebook page, is Chris and Amy Weiler, who we're doing the retreat with in California. They've announced that if you're in qual for area by the end of January, then you get to come to the retreat. So even if you're not a full area manager, but you're in qual, you get to come to the retreat in California. So there's another kind of like carrot, fire under your butt, whatever you need to kind of get this done, right? To get this done and to keep moving forward. So that the white party at GTC, the Cabana Challenge, the area managers retreat, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. Talk to your upline and find out if you're like, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that. Then after this call, ask what it is. And after this call, find out how you go about doing that. One of the things I'm super, super excited about is the new GTC incentive. Really excited about this because the Destination GTC incentive that they just announced on January 1st is truly set up so that all of us could earn it. Like every single one of us could earn it, for sure. So, and this is all linked. I'm not just off on a tangent here. This is linked because one of the things that you're going to need to do in order to accomplish these goals is increase the number of consultants on your team. Correct? If you're a district manager who wants to be an area manager, what do you need? Consultants, right? Generally, areas look like you as a district plus somebody else as a district plus someone in qualification for district. That's generally what makes up area numbers. So I want you to write that down on your page. 3 circles. You in the center, a circle off the side. If you have a district manager, write his or her name in there. Okay. And then another circle off the side. Those 3 circles are generally what make up an area. That's when we start to see 10,000 come together. So this is not a huge, like I need to go out and sponsor 1 million people. This is, you are looking for 2 great Arbonne business builders who are ready to make an income, build this business, and really move this forward. 2, that's what you're looking for. And this incentive actually rewards that. So if you sponsor 2 independent consultants in January or February, so this goes all the way till the end of February, 2, with a minimum order of $350 PQV, you get your conference fee back. So it's worth $200 to you. Did everybody get that? Like, that's crazy. They've never done this one before. So 2 independent consultants with a 350 PQB order, you get your conference fee back. It's worth $200 back in your pocket, plus the growth of your business. If you sponsor 5 over the next 60 days, so 2 months, by the end of February, you sponsor 5 new consultants with that minimum 350 PQV. Not only do you get your conference fee back, so that's $200, you get a free I Want It All set, which let's call it an average of about $500. That seems to be where it lands, $400 to $500. You get a complimentary purchase with purchase gift, and you get QV and RV on that order. So you actually get paid on it in April. It counts towards your bonuses, and it counts towards your promotions. So the value of it, I was trying to figure out the value of it without the I Want It All value, but it's probably worth over $1,000 to you if you sponsor 5 in the next 60 days. Okay. There's also the new bonuses for independent consultants, which fall right in line with the same thing. It's about sponsoring. And I'm not going to talk about this one tonight. I'm going to do a tip of the week call on this, explaining it so that you really understand this. Okay, but this falls in line. If we sponsor and we teach our new consultants to sponsor, everybody wins. Businesses grow, paychecks grow, people earn bonuses, people get money back. It all is linked together. It's all linked together, and it will all grow the business. So many of you are thinking, great, that sounds fantastic. I want to earn the incentives. I want to go to California. I want to go to the white party. I want to do the Cabana Challenge, all that stuff. That sounds all great. I want to be an area manager. I want that couple $1,000s a month right away. But how? How do I sponsor 5 consultants by the end of February? How do I do that? So we're really fortunate because we, some of you experienced a kind of a trial run just over the Christmas holidays of a great program that ERVP, soon to be MVP, Charlotte Creed and her team worked on in August. And really what it involved is getting really down to looking at who they wanted to join their business. Who were people that they could put that business ask out to? Who were people who were looking for a business? Who were people who might not be looking at all, but they were going to ask anyway? But really concentrating down to a list each and every week, working through that list with their upline, thinking about why those people want to do this, and repeating that for 4 weeks. And it had amazing results. So I'm going to turn this over to Charlotte to tell you the details of what is going to be our it's going to be a special group called Boost Your Business in 2016. There's some criteria that you'll have to kind of do in order to enter it and be part of it. But this is for people who seriously want all of the things that I just listed, who truly want to move this in the first quarter of this year. You want to explode your business. You want to grow it to the next level. If you're an RVP, that might be to MVP. Okay. If you're an area manager already, that might be to RVP. But you are focused on growing your business to the next level. Okay. Charlotte, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hi guys, thanks so much. Quickly before I start, if anyone's driving, I can hear someone driving. You might just need to hit mute, and if you're driving, don't hit mute at the same time, but I can hear a driving sound in the background. So I just wanted to quickly touch base. So we've been running this trial period of this 10 or this Boost Your Business call over the Christmas holidays. And I just want to celebrate with you for those that took part in this, even for those of you that looked at it. I know Christmas time is a whirlwind of activity. It is for us all. So, you know, for those of you that took part of it, congratulations for hanging in there. And the idea of this program is that every week, and Erin, I made this program 6 weeks for the one that we're launching right now. So for the next 6 weeks, what you're going to do is you're going to make a list of 10 people every single week Okay, don't make it right now for 6 weeks, or you can if you have that many people. Focus on the next week in front of you. We are starting this program on January the 11th. So it gives you a few days to get your list together, right? You're going to make a list that you're going to talk to 10 people in the next 7 days, starting on the January 11th to the following week, okay? And you're going to do your very best to get a hold of those people. Are you going to get a hold of every single one? I don't know, but you're sure going to try, right? It may mean leaving messages. It may mean someone having to call you back, but it's a very focused effort of getting a hold of those particular 10 people. To take part in this program, okay, you need to decide and let your upline area manager or regional vice president know. We are going to create a special page, okay, that we're going to add you once you let us know. We don't want to add you if you're not there, right? It's lots of information, and we're going to be talking about lots of different things. So you need to tell us. So you've got until January 11th to let us know. Okay? And then on January 11th, or slightly before is fine, you're going to let your upline area manager or regional vice president, and if you're not sure who that is, you can ask, but you're going to let them know who your list of 10 is. Okay? And then as you move through the week, it's up to you how many times you want to check in with them. Once, right? Or maybe you just want to check in right before, maybe on the Sunday, how it went for you. Okay? You're going to attempt to get a hold of those 10 people. You're going to let your RVP or area manager upline know that you're doing this. You're going to let them know your list. And at the end of the week, you're going to let them know how it went. Okay? And I'm going to challenge you guys, because lots of people will, and we've done this group twice now, and there have been people in the group that went through the program but didn't do that part. I'm going to challenge you, if you want to see something different in your business, if you're new and you're like, hey, I want to grow my business, I'm going to challenge you for the next 6 weeks to try this. Okay? And I know there's some fears around it, right? You're thinking, what happens if I don't get a hold of 10 people? Don't worry about that. The whole idea is you're just going to be intentional about trying to get a hold of these 10 people. And some little tips. Do not Facebook, email, or leave a great long message about what you're trying to get a hold of them about. Okay? Do not verbally vomit Arbonne all over them. You want to personally talk to them about this. So if you don't have somebody's number, but you've identified them on your list and you think, I think, this person would be really good as an Arbonne consultant. I'm not sure if it's for them, but I'd like to talk to them about it. Okay? You're going to send them a Facebook or text, or if you had their text number, you'd know their number. You're going to send them a Facebook or an email, and you're going to say, I'd really like to connect. What's the best number and time to reach you? That's it. No more like, I've started this business, I'm thinking of you, I think you'd be great. If you do that, you run the risk of them not understanding what you're talking about, right? We don't know what they know about network marketing or Arbonne. You want to have a personal conversation. Okay, so do not leave a big long message. Instead, you're just going to say, I'd love to get a hold of you. Okay, if in the week, you connect with 4 people, that's fantastic. I want you to celebrate. You did 4 people. When we look back over these 2 test groups, especially the one in August, what we found is in the beginning, maybe you were getting a hold of a few less people, right? Maybe it was 4 to 6, right? But by the end, people were having more success. And maybe that success was coming from maybe some of those first group of 10 were finally getting a hold of them. So then in the end weeks, people were like, wow, I got a hold of 19 people this week. So what happened over the trial period, right? Whether it be 4 weeks, this one is going to be 6, is you're going to get a hold of a lot of people. Is everyone going to join your Arbonne team? I don't know. I hope so, but likely not, right? Likely they need to hear the information. They need to think about the information, right? That's a process that takes time. It took me a whole year. So we need to start that process. The importance of this program and what I noticed from the test groups is that typically people had their top 3 and they're like, oh, these guys would be great. And they think about getting a hold of them for a month or 2, right? And then they'd get a hold of somebody, they'd be really excited, they'd send them the video, they'd talk about the business, and then that person would think about it, and maybe they'd come to the 2nd month or the 3rd month, and the person would say, I don't know if it's right for me, right? And you've been focused on those 1, 2, or 3 people, and then what happens after that happens? You feel deflated. And then you kind of take this little dip in your business. And then you get going with the number 2 person, right? And it's big lag times. So what we want to do with this 10 person per week program is simply increase the numbers, right? And so you have so many people that you're talking to that there's just a higher probability that you're meeting your next Arbonne consultant. So when we're talking to them, what are we doing? Right? You're asking them to take a listen, to hear some more information about what it is that you are doing. You've thought about them in relation to this business. You guys, this happens all the time in business where people are being offered the opportunity for jobs. It's not unusual, right? That someone might be, and in the corporate world, it's often called headhunting. That's a pretty crazy sounding term, but they're looking for someone that may be good for a particular position. It's not unusual. You're doing the same thing. You're looking for someone that you think might be good for this position. So what kind of information are we going to give them? Okay, definitely we've got lots of recorded Discover Arbonnes, right? If you're new to this business, or if you're not new, but talking about it, it's a leap, right? Send them a recorded Discover Arbonne once you've talked to them. I'd love to share a little bit more. Book a time to talk to them. If you can do it in person, great, book a coffee date. If you don't have the time for a coffee date, book it over the phone, right? Time, or you don't have if you're not in the same physical space with them, right? If you're across the country, across the province, whatever, book a coffee date on the phone. I call it a phone coffee, right? Let them know. In between the time that you're talking to them and you're booking that appointment, send them the recorded Discover Arbonne. If you're not sure where to get that, please let us know. We can show you where, but it's all on Transformation Nation, the training website, and it's under recorded videos. If you scroll through there, you'll see them. Okay, send them that, because you know what? That gives them a little bit of information. And when I meet with that person or talk to them on the phone, did you have a chance to watch that video? Generally, if you've got an appointment to talk to someone, someone will have seen it. What did you think? It helps you open that conversation. If there is a Discover Arbonne going on in your area, ask them to come with you. If you can physically pick them up, do that. Pick them up, right? That always helps. Okay, so going back, you've got your list of 10. You've done your best to get a hold of as many as you can. Maybe it's 10, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 19. Towards the end of the week, you're going to check in with your upline RVP or area manager. Why? Okay, because they have more than likely had more experience talking to more people. Talk through each of your asks. Let them know how it went. You know how it's easier when you're sitting outside of a situation to look into the situation and go, okay, well, you could try this. You could try this. That factors in as well. Sometimes when you're in the situation, you're so focused on something, you might not think of the next thing you could do. I always like to say in this business, it's not final. If you hang up the phone from someone, that doesn't have to be your last connection with someone. You can always, call them back and say, you know what, I was thinking of this, right? And you can continue that conversation. But I encourage you to check in with your upline RVP. In fact, that's one of our requirements for this group going forward, is the check-in. You are going to learn a lot from them. Whoops, sorry, I just turned off my video. One sec. I was so excited about that. There we go, I'm back, I think. There we go. Hello. You're going to learn a lot from that experience in the talking it through. And then the week's going to start again. You're going to come up with another list. Okay? If you're thinking, where the heck am I going to get the list from? Okay, talk to your upline area manager or RVP. you can look back at your list, right? Maybe you've been in this business for a little while. Maybe you're looking at the start of your business and people that you maybe asked a year ago or 2 years ago. You know, you've come a long way in the time that you've been in the business. How did you ask them then, right? Has their life changed? Have you talked to them since? Maybe, maybe not, right? That could be someone you put on your list. What about if you've done a trade show? Go back through those trade show ballots. What about referrals? We all have good support people in our life. Go to those support people and say, you know what? This is the challenge that I am doing, and I'm building a list of more clients for my business. Is there anyone that you could think of that this might work for? Janine Botting, who is listening to this call, yesterday she actually posted on Creed Region about how she was having a sorry, I am just having some serious double there. Here we go. Can you hear me now?
I am just having some serious.
Okay, hear me now? Sorry, you guys, I'm hearing myself twice. Can you hear me twice now? Okay, that seemed to have stopped. Okay, so she was having some serious, like, where am I going to go next? What am I going to do? And so she actually asked her kids, and her kids came up with some great people for her. So look all around your support people, right? Don't forget to ask. Okay? So there's a very quick and dirty of the 10 ask a week, boost your business. This is going to help you get those numbers to talk to. We are here to support you. We are going to celebrate, even if it's 4 people you get a hold of. Celebrate that it's 4. If it's 19, celebrate that it's 19. The check-in is incredibly important. So you must do that in this program, okay? So step 1, you're going to let your upline, area manager, and RVP know that you're going to do this. You're going to send them your list. If you need help with the list, you can talk to them too. Okay? Then we are going to post where you're going to find out about the call on the 11th. So that's Monday the 11th. And I think, Erin, we said we were going to do that 6:30 Pacific. That's 7:30 Mountain. This is all going to be written down. So if you don't have a pen, don't worry. That's 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern Time.
Yes.
Then you're going to go about your week and get a hold of these people. You're going to ask them to take a listen to what it is that you do. Okay, now someone's asked me a question. What if they've never tried the product before? That's okay. You can pony it alongside the ask. You know what? Let's make the appointment. Why don't you drop off some product for them, right? Or if they're at a distance, you can pop some product for them in the mail, right? It doesn't have to be a do this first, then wait for a month and then follow up, right? That really slows things up. So you can pony that product and that business talk right together. Okay, then you're going to check in towards the end of the week, and then you're going to get ready for the next call. Does anyone have any questions? You just have to unmute yourself. Nope.
I was going to add 2 things, Char.
Yep.
In there. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. 1, if the idea of the follow-up kind of intimidates you, you've sent them the video and then you're like, what do I say? Don't forget that we have those 4 questions on the website that will just really help you create the conversation. What'd you like? What'd you learn? Who do you know that would like this kind of product, etc.? And on a scale of 1 to 3, where do you see yourself right now? Interested in product, interested in learning a little bit more, or interested in starting this business? And then that interested in a little bit more is a great opportunity for you to connect to that person in with your upline, area manager, and RVP. And that's how the 2 of you can work together. Because if they're saying, yeah, I'd like to hear some more information, then you want to say, great, let's get on the phone with my friend Sonia, who's been doing this longer than me. And I'm sure she'll be able to answer any questions you have. It builds the relationship with somebody else. And often people feel more comfortable asking questions to someone they don't know, as opposed to maybe you're really good friends, or it's your sister or whoever. They feel more comfortable asking very direct questions to someone that's like a third party. So that's a helpful tool. It's right on the website. It's right where you're going to find all the videos and everything as well. But it's 4 follow-up questions. What did you like? What did you learn? Who do you know? And where do you see yourself right now? And that will just help you feel not quite so awkward in the conversation and give you kind of a little guide. So that was one. And then I just wanted to give a shout out to you because you mentioned that the referrals and generating lists are one of our amazing RVPs, Carmen Hegstrom, has a brand new Learn and Burn out this month on this great training she's done for us many times in the past on your bonus market. It's called Creative Networking. And that if you are struggling to make a list, that should be top of your list, is to listen to her Learn and Burn. And that will really help you, especially if you've been in this business for a while and you really are thinking, like I've asked everyone, because you haven't. I'll throw that out there, because in 10 years I still haven't, but that will really help you. So those are kind of the 2 things that popped into my head as you were talking, Shar. I just wanted to add in.
Perfect. Thank you. You know, we saw incredible results when people committed to this program. And simply because it increases the number and the purpose and the speed at which you're getting to talk to people. So I really encourage you, if you're sitting there thinking, okay, I want to grow, right? I'm ready to grow my business. All of these incentives are perched perfectly for you to pony alongside that growth. This is the most amazing program because it simply does increase your numbers. It's a statistical thing. You know, it's not magic. It's not like you pull it out of the air. It is just a numbers game. You want to get in front of more people. And this program, we saw incredible growth. We've seen area managers, almost regions to be popping out from people who just jumped in and committed to this process. You might feel uncomfortable, right? You might. And that's okay. Growth isn't always sitting in your comfort zone, right? I posted something about a quote about that today. It's like, are you going to sit in your comfort zone or are you going to bust through those walls and you're going to grow? Okay, we're here to help you and looking forward to working with you very much. So I want to say thank you for your attention and listening tonight. I'm going to turn it back to Erin just to finish up. But thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Shar, and thank you for your leadership on this. We're all really excited to do it. I'm getting texts as we speak from people, so that's exciting. This is an amazing opportunity to jump in. We have seen in the past that January is a time where people are really looking to change the direction of their life. We see that with the healthy living, but this is the time, guys, when Christmas is over and bills need to be paid and there is no money to pay those bills and they're going back to work tomorrow after, maybe having a few days off or maybe a week off or maybe 2 weeks off. And they're like, I don't like my job and I want to do something different. And January is just this natural time of rebirth for people. And we have seen in the past, I've been doing this business for 10 years, January is actually a huge month for consultant sponsoring. So this is a perfect opportunity to really grow your business, to lay the groundwork, to really explode things over this first quarter. And like Charlotte said, just increase the numbers to get that conversation going, to really put yourself out there that you're serious about this, you're in business, and you are looking for smart, successful, happy, generous people who want to join you on this crazy adventure. So I just want to close. I just want to repeat this quote. Are you ready to be your best, do your best, demand the best, expect the best, receive the best, and put your best out into the world so that everyone can receive your best too? Let's go make this month the best month ever in your business. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And thank you, Shar, for taking care of all the technical end of things. And we'll get a recording up shortly, probably by the morning, for this call, so that if consultants missed it, you can tag them in the post and make sure they take an opportunity to listen. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.
Good night.
Thanks, Erin.